All right, so the topic we're starting today is transformation. And I'd start up by saying that a transformation is movement of a plane shape and or a point on the coordinate plane. So when we're talking about things like coordinate plane, what we're basically talking about is your graph sheet. Coordinate plane, or it could be the Cartesian plane, or simply your graph sheet after you rule it up and you after you put in your axes and you label your axes. That's what we mean by coordinate plane. So a transformation is movement of a plane shape, and a plane shape could be any flat shape. It could be a polygon, it could be an angle, it could be, let's say, a square, a rectangle, a pentagon, any plane shape. So a transformation is movement of a plane shape and or a point in the coordinate plane. Now, the object or pre-image under a transformation is the shape or point that is about to change position. So transformation deals with movement of something. Movement involves a change in position. Now, the shape that is about to change position is called the object or the pre-image. The shape that is about to change position is called the object or the pre-image. Now, the image under transformation is the plane shape or point resulting from a change in position of the object. Now, after you have moved the object, the point, the shape that you move it to is called the image. Essentially, that's what it's saying. The shape that is about to move is called the what? The object. And the shape that you move it to is called the image. These are the types of transformation. You have translation, reflection, rotation. Those are called congruent transformation. That's translation, reflection, and rotation. Those are called congruent transformation. And the fourth type of transformation that you guys have to learn about is the enlargement. Now, an enlargement is called a similar transformation. Now, a congruent transformation is one in which the object and the image are identical shapes. Remember, the object is the shape that is about to move, and the image is the shape after movement has taken place. Now, if the transformation is a congruent transformation, the object and the image are identical shapes. That means that the lengths of the sides are preserved. Angles and lengths of sides are preserved. That means that it has the same shape and the same size. So if you have two shapes and if you have two shapes which are let us say have the same shape, or if you have two let's say two polygons that have the same shape, it could be that they can have two things can have the same shape but not necessarily the same size. With a congruent transformation, the angles and the lengths are preserved. If the angles are preserved, means that the angles are the same. The angles on the object and the angles on the image are the same. If the angles are the same, the two shapes are identical. If the lengths of the sides are the same, the two shapes have the same size. Now, a similar transformation is one in which the object and the image are similar shapes. And in brackets, I have angles are preserved. So same shape, but different size. So similar transformation, which is the enlargement, the angles are preserved, meaning that the object and the image have the same shape, but they are different size. With a congruent transformation, the object and the image have the same shape and the same size. So let's talk about translation. Now, a translation is a transformation in which the object is mapped onto the image by moving in a straight line without turning. A translation is a transformation in which the object is mapped onto the image by moving in a straight line without turning. Now, a translation may be expressed as a column matrix. So the translation T is the column matrix XY. X represents horizontal movement and Y represents vertical movement. Now, horizontally, if you move to the right, the value is positive. If the value is negative, you're moving to the left. Vertically, if the value is positive, you're moving up. And vertically, if the value is negative, you're moving down. So, for example, let us say you have a transformation, let us say 3, 4. Now, the top value is representing horizontal movement, and the bottom value is representing vertical movement. So a translation 3, 4 is telling me I need to move this entire shape 3 units to the right and 4 units up. Now, if the top shape is positive, it means that you're going to, if the top number is positive, it means you're going to the right. If the top number is negative, it means you're going to the left. If the bottom value is what? Positive, it means you're going up. If the bottom value is negative, it means you're going down. All right. So a translation 3, 4 means I must move the shape 3 units to the right and 4 units up. All right, let's turn the page. All right, here's an example. This example, let us say this is example 1. In example 1, so what we have in the diagram is we have a triangle. This is triangle ABC. The vertices are A, B, and C. A is at the point 1, 2. C is at the point 3, 4. And B is at the point 0, 4. 0, 4. Sorry, 3 is at the point, C is at the point 3, 3. A is at the point 1, 2. And B is at the point 0, 4. So here's what the question says. Draw triangle A prime, B prime, C prime, the image of triangle ABC under the translation T, which is 4 minus 3. Now, you see the translation 4 minus 3? For our translation, let's just say T is equal to 4 minus 3. Now, the top value deals with horizontal movement. This is telling me 4 right. It's telling me to move the shape 4 units right because the number is positive 4. The bottom value here, the minus 3, deals with vertical movement. This is telling me to move the shape 3 units downwards. Now it's 3 units downwards because the value, the number is negative. So for the top value, if it's positive, I must go right. If it is negative, I must go left. The bottom value, if it is positive, I must go up. If it is negative, I'm going to go down. Now, how do we move a shape? When we move in a shape, we move it 1 vertex at a time. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. When moving a shape, we move it 1 vertex at a time. So let us move the point B. The translation vector here is telling me to move the shape 4 units to the right and 3 units down. Let us move B. 1 unit, 2, 3, 4 units to the right and 3 units down. 1, 2, 3. This would be the new position of B. So if I move B 4 units to the right and 3 units down, the new position of B is going to be 4 minus 1. All right, so this is going to be the new position of B. I'm going to call it B prime. Now let's move C. We're going to move all of them the same way, 4 units to the right and 3 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the right. 1, 2, 3 units down. The new position for C is going to be 7, 0. The new position for C is going to be 7, 0. I'm going to call that point C prime. All right, so this is the new position of C. I'm going to call it C prime. Now the last thing to move is A. 4 units to the right and 3 units down will make it 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the right, 3 units down, 1, 2, 3. The new position of A is going to be 5 minus 1. This is A prime. Now, after you move all 3 points, you simply use your ruler and connect them. After you move all 3 points, you simply use your ruler and connect them. Using a ruler for me is not so easy because of the medium I'm using it on, but it should be okay for you. All right. Now, this shape here is called the object. And this shape is called the image. It's called the image. All right. Now, I want everybody to do the same thing I just did. The instruction was, oh, sorry. And the last thing we're asked to do is to state the coordinates of A and A prime. So the coordinates of A, so this is the the second part of the question. A is the point 1, 2, and A prime is the point 5 minus 1. A is the point 1, 2, and A prime is the point 5, 1. Now what I want you to do is to do the same thing I just did. I want you to move the shape according to the translation vector here, which is telling me to move the shape 4 units to the right and 3 units down. And then, so that's what I want you to do before we move on to the next section.